You and me. Boom, 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 boom.
That deafening silence right before we go
live.
live.
The human beatbox with my MC hammer, Mr. Tim Swift.
Sign him up for the voice, folks. Sign him up for the voice.
The voice? Shit, I don't know about
Or
that.
American Idol. I don't know. They'll probably take a beatboxer.
Yeah, I'd lose on both fronts, looks and voice.
Yes. Don't count yourself out. You never know. You might win it all.
Yeah, true. Yeah, true. Welcome everyone to the Wednesday night live show. It is Tim and me today. I don't know. Maybe the girls will be joining us here shortly. We'll figure that all out. Happy birthday! Happy 60th birthday to Charlie Sheen. Tim.
Yeah. I'm about as excited for that as I am for Taylor and Travis. So
yeah, Tiger Blood. Remember Tiger Blood, Tim. Yes, Tiger Blood. Oh man, what do we got going on today? I will look it up and tell you what we got going on today, people out there in the intro web. Texas vape bans wipes out most disposable products. So we're going to go into what is being pulled off the shelf and what's getting to stay on the shelf. That's our one of our topics. And the other one, Michigan. I felt this was an important. What are those? When the government sets out those warnings, for like stuffing your salads and stuff. What is that called, Timmy?
I don't know, a food alert. I don't know what they call it.
Yeah, something like that. Where you could die if you eat this shit. So I figured that we should talk a little bit about Michigan officials finding some dangerous MCT oil in cannabis vapes.
Here we go again.
Yeah, good.
I just said, here we go again.
Yeah, I just felt like we needed to talk a little bit about that because we don't need to get back down that road again or have that come back to haunt us later. I'm glad that it's read a little bit about the article. So I'm kind of glad that they're being upfront about it and letting people know, hey, it's this product, not this product that's going to kill you. Not like they did last time, oh, it's flavored vapes. Vapes are killing people. We ended up knowing the truth. And then we're just kind of bullshit. We got lots to talk about. Me and Tim and me. I don't know. He's my. What are you again? It's in the show header. My linguistics.
A linguistics expert. I'm no linguistics.
Yeah, one of those peoples. Yeah.
My mom was a teacher for 40 years, so I lived my life under a red pen. That's pretty much what it boils down to.
And people don't know, but Tim speaks 15 languages.
Mm-hmm. Yep. English, British English, Old English, and I think English. Right there.
And you got a little Espanol in you.
It's actually it's actually supposed to be purple, Curtis, and it's LEDs. I think it's because I kind of have red and purple mixed in.
Yeah, it just screws it all up because so
it looks pink. It's different for me. It's just the camera adds 10 pounds. So
that's my purple behind me.
Now I could go pure purple. I mean, I could go raw dog purple in the room.
I think I have your color. Hold on, we'll match. There,
good enough. There you go. Now we're both pink, Curtis.
Now we're the same. We're the same now, Tim.
Exactly.
Make it a little brighter. There we go. There's Curtis, cocaine Curtis. Does that make you happy now, Cookie?
We're the pink puffers. We're the pink puffers.
We're all purple. And I have my baseball trophy. Oh, wrong side. Baseball trophy over there. And fantasy football champion last year, 2024. NFL fantasy football champ. That's right, people. Don't be jealous. Tim, how's your week gone, buddy?
It's been full of stuff. So we got more. It's like it was weird in our Elena's in my life because we had like almost literally nothing happened in the month of August. It was a pretty laid back month as far as like things to do and places to go and people to see. And now September is just absolute chaos. But it's just been kind of chaotic. I had to take we didn't have a show last week, but the week before I was not there because I had to take a trip to Fargo, North Dakota for work. I should say to all the wonderful people in the chat watching, like, what do you do in Fargo? Like, what's the crazy, wild thing to do and touristy thing to do when you get to Fargo? The answer to that question is there's nothing, folks. You don't do you live, you work, you eat, and you die. That's what you do in Fargo, and basically defend yourself against mosquitoes.
Yeah, hope to be remembered, Timmy. That's all you can do.
Yep, but at any rate, so this week's picking up. It's going to be a little chaotic. We had a good Labor Day weekend, so we went to a brewery, a false advertised brewery on Saturday. They tout themselves as a brewery, but they don't brew their own beer. They just serve everybody else's. So we kind of thought that was a big letdown. But we had a good time. And then Sunday we went to an end of summer pool party at some friend's house. And then this week is pretty much all about music. So last night we were at the Darkness at the Masquerade in Atlanta. So I'd never seen the Darkness live, only in video. And then I did kind of follow Justin Hawkins a little bit on his YouTube channel where he kind of critiques music and stuff like that. He does a good little side thing he does. Anyway, so that was fun. And then tomorrow we're going to a backyard party with a high profile band that's playing tonight in Atlanta. And then Friday and Saturday we're at Prague Power. And then I think Sunday we can finally catch some sleep.
Yeah, nice. Yeah, end of summer shit. That's the thing, you know. We thought we were getting end of summer yesterday. I woke up to take my granddaughters to school, and it's pouring rain and lightning and thunder. Get home, go straight to bed because I got to work. Get up at about 2:00, and hold on, there's Southernvaper.
So that was
there she is. Got up at 2:00 in the afternoon, and it was 104. So it rained in the morning, and then when I went to bed and woke up, all of a sudden it's 104.
Yeah.
Gotta love the Central Valley. You gotta love the Central Valley. And that's cool. I mean, I've heard, I have other friends that live in your area over the years, and I've always been told there was always lots to do in Georgia during the summer. Like there's always festivals, events, concerts. There was always something going on in Georgia. So that's kind of cool. Here I have to drive there's nothing actually going on in, like, how far did you have to drive yesterday, Tim?
To Atlanta?
Yeah. Oh, you had to go to Atlanta. Oh,
we were downtown. We went to a club called the Masquerade.
Okay.
So I'd say, I don't know, how far did I drive? Well, it took like, I don't know, 45 minutes to get
there. 45
something.
minutes an hour if you just chill. Yeah. So it's about what I have to do to see anything. So I got to go either 2 hours in either direction, and places that actually have things going on. But
really?
That's about it.
I go down the street. There's 3 places down the street from me.
Yeah,
I mean, literally, within a half mile.
Unfortunately, you have to deal with the spring breakers. So.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I don't have to do that. Thank God. I don't know if I could, even in my younger days. I don't think I could handle having like a whole bunch of people like that come into my town and for a week and just kind of destroy everything. So yeah.
It wasn't too bad. We had 1 year, a couple years back, that people just stayed inside. It was just it wasn't the college crowds. It was the people who weren't supposed to be at these college crowds, coming in with their guns.
The guys that are in their 40s trying to remember the days of college.
Well, yeah, but there was a bunch of non-college kids that came with guns.
Oh, okay.
All kinds of
those non-college kids.
Those non-college kids.
Yeah.
I have a perfect picture to represent what you're talking about.
Yeah, I didn't finish college by any means. I went, but I didn't, so I'm not knocking non-college people.
You can knock them. Okay.
No, because I'm one of them.
Yeah, well, exactly. We're of that same ilk. So
oh, damn it, where'd it go? Oh shit!
I just don't own a gun, so it like makes my life all that less interesting compared to those non-college student gun owners.
You need to.
I've got 2 killer dachshunds. I just send out my miniature Dobermans, and they just
there you go. Those are the guys who graduated 7 years ago, more than 7 years ago, but still show up for college parties.
Exactly.
There you go. There you go. That's them. That's them.
That is them. I don't think even in my younger days I could party with Charlie Sheen.
Oh,
I think I'd be the guy that they pull up at the ER and throw you out the door and then take off. I'm the guy that
would be you, huh? Chin dragging the ground, you know.
Yeah. Oh shit! What the hell? That's me in the morning. What the hell did I do last night?
Yeah,
Timmy.
Yeah.
Yes.
You want to say hello to the peeps out there?
I do. Yes.
I don't want to know what happened to me.
Oh yeah, I'm sorry, Michelle.
Oh, I thought you were held up by some non-college
students
students with guns and stuff. I thought,
watch out,
no,
Timmy.
You passed by like it was a nothing burger. So
I cleaned house.
Woo!
Yeah, that's what happened to me. But I'm all smiles. I got rid of a lot of dead weight.
There you go. Here you go. You get one of those.
Good job. Good job.
So
I don't like. I just put stuff in closets and pretend I forget about it. That's what happens to me.
Yeah. Well, you know, I tried that. You know, you can only do it for so long.
That's true. I got one closet that I think hates me at this point. So.
Yeah, the junk closet.
Yeah.
I got a room. I got a room for one of those.
Yeah.
It's a little bitty tiny room. It's not really a room, but it's, you know, they call it a room when they sell the place. So one of those.
So how was your week, Michelle?
It was horrible for a long time. And then it got a lot better.
Okay. This is what she made us wait for, Tim. This is what she made us wait for. Oh, Michelle, you're gonna get hey, now I got a soundboard.
A laugh track going on.
Right. I got the laugh track right there.
Well, you know.
All right. Timmy.
I haven't sat down all week.
Yeah, you've been busy.
I really haven't. I haven't sat down all week long. So I've been busy. I've been moving. I've been tired. My sleep is all messed up. So I was late. I forgot to hit the little button that says join live. That's how tired I am.
She's sitting there waiting for us to jump in there. She's oh, Michelle.
I am exhausted. Yep. That's me though.
John's
That's
got
me
new
right
toys,
now.
everybody.
I got new toys. Hey, and I don't like the drum roll though. It's bongos.
Oh, that's the drums.
It's not the same. It needs to be drums, not bongos. It can't be bongos. I'm sorry, Tim.
Yes,
you know what you got to do.
It's time to do those things. Yeah. So when we were at the show last night, listening to the wonderful music. Well, we saw there was 2 bands. It was Mark Daly. He opened up, and then it was The Darkness. And Justin Hawkins was making a fine speech talking about their history, career, and how happy they were to be in Atlanta. And then he, you know, right before they cut into the next song, he said, "Hey, everybody, and welcome to this week's edition of the Wednesday Night Live Show. The Shelley forgot to hit the go live, just go live button show. It's a first. It's a first in American history. But you know,
probably not.
we all need firsts in our lives. So anyway, let's see who's joining us in the wonderful chat tonight. Exactly. We got Mallory. Do it your damn self. Gates in the house. Yeah. Good to see you, Mallory.
Mallory.
Welcome back to the show. We got Curtis Cocaini. Clemens Cocaini. That's like an inside joke that me and my friends use when we talk about cocaine. We don't say that. Yeah, we don't use the hard cocaine. We use cocaini. We have a little bit more of a slanderous word. So Curtis Cocaini, Clemens in the house, everybody. Who else we got in here? I know we got a few more people in here. We got Robert, not on a billboard lawyer, in the house. Good to see you, Robert. Welcome back to the show.
Hi, Robert.
Yes. Who else we got? No, Peggy's in here somewhere. I saw somebody say hi, Peggy. So I'm scrolling down till I find Peggy. Oh, we got Jeff Oh, Danny boy in the house. Good to see you, Jeff. Welcome back to the show. We got Don, the Shirako Ayako in the house. Good to see you, Don. Welcome back to the show. Good to see you. We got Doc Knox. Am I saying that? Is it Dak or Doc? Doc Knox.
I'm going, Doc.
Doc Rock Knox. That rolled right off the tongue. We got Doc Rock Knox in the house.
There you go.
Nobody's using MCT oils other than these companies that are putting it inside their vapes. So hopefully that situation has been overted. We got Peggy at insert any company you want to. Vape Cats in the house. Peggy, really good to see you. Welcome back to the show. We got Cart on Wheels Warrior. Cart on Wheels Warrior. Good to see you, Cart. Welcome to the show. Warrior. That was a band back in the 80s. I don't know if anybody wants to go way back in time. There was a band called Warrior, and they had one song that stuck out, and it's Fighting for the Earth. If you guys want to Google some good old classic 80s and 90s heavy metal, look up the band Warrior, Fighting for the Earth. You can thank me later.
And we all love it.
Exactly. Yes, I know. Everybody's rushing to YouTube as we speak. Who else we got? In here?
The guy
Aristotle Nunez.
Can't wait to hear you sing a few bars of Creed for him.
No. Wait, I forgot the words. Anyway, it doesn't matter. We got with arms wide open.
There it is. Yeah.
Under the starlight. All right. Anyway. We got Aristotle Socrates Nunez in the house. Aristotle Socrates Nunez is in the house. And with that said, let's get on with the really big shoe.
Yeah, we got lots to talk about. And like I said, I'm glad that the news actually. I'm not sure if any other publication is actually going with this story. But I was glad to see that it is in print somewhere, that letting everyone know that it is in cannabis vapes and not in a flavored vape product like we
clear
ran
distinction,
into.
John. Very clear distinction. Yeah, let's not.
Yeah, I mean, if they would have made that, and doesn't it make you wonder if the CDC would have made that decision earlier, that maybe some lives would have been saved? You know.
I agree. I mean, rather than kind of hold out and kind of try to, I don't know why they were sort of like kind of waiting to see where specifically it was coming from. I think the unique thing about the whole kind of EVALI thing, the phenomena that was EVALI, was that you had a very unique situation in that these were black market THC carts, so highly unlikely for people to want to admit they're messing around
right
in the back streets and alleys buying illegal vape carts. And they did not really test these people. A lot of it was self-reporting.
Right.
So they were like, well, what did you vape? You're on a ventilator now. What did you do? Oh, I vape. Like it was that coconut vape that I tried the other day. So we had, and there were younger people involved, and then of course, there's trickle down effect. Like, don't want mom and dad to know. Now I'm in trouble with the cops. I also don't want to turn in the other punk kid that's dealing to me and all that other stuff. This.
Hey, you never want to narc your dealer off. You never want to narc your
dealer. This seems to be more specific to dispensary,
it's actually out floating around,
commercial channeled vapes. So right. I don't know.
You got it. We'll start with that article. You need the link, or you got it, Mr. Timmy?
I already have the article up.
God, this is why he's the best, Michelle.
I got a million things going on in my life, but I still got time to bookmark a page or two. How about that?
He is our dachshund of the group there.
Yep, there's the miniature dobies right there. The short, squat dobies. Present or invite? I will present, since you like that stupid word. StreamYard. Okay, Michigan officials. All right, let's talk about Michigan. I was up in the northern parts of the country not that long ago. Yeah, there's a good story behind that. I would have taken the whole show knowing me. So I didn't want to tell the story that my travel story, but maybe on another show. You know what? I'll do it this way. I'll
start his own channel. It'll be called The Adventures and Journeys with Tim Swift.
Plenty of them to spare. I'll do it like, you know how when people get on TikTok and they do like a 20-part series, you know, like all 5 minutes long, and then they just give you a nugget and they're like, follow me for part 2. I'm like, oh, maybe I'll do it that way. All right. Okay. Michigan officials find dangerous MCT oil in cannabis vapes. Michigan is one of the many states around the country that has legalized the recreational use of cannabis for adults over the age of 21. Over the last 6 years since that ruling, wow, 6 years, there have been hundreds of dispensaries that have popped up all over the state competing for customers. For a minute there, John, I had a flashback to like when I was probably 16, 14. I thought that said download the WKRP.
So did I. I did the same thing. I did the same thing. I had to look at it twice.
Exactly. I was like, Lonnie. All right.
And wasn't that in
WKRP in Cincinnati?
In Cincinnati, that's right, Cincinnati.
Yeah. And what was there was the one comedian. He was like his DJ name was Doctor something, like
Dr. Johnny Fever.
Yeah, Dr. Johnny Fever.
Yeah.
That's right.
Dr. Johnny.
You see how much us old people remember? We remember.
Yeah, we remember that stuff.
It's all this nicotine. It keeps our brains holding onto the exactly. For the most part, this works out for consumers who are able to take advantage of all of the first-time deals, rewards. There's rewards programs for your cannabis vapes, folks. You get those points.
They figured it out.
Yeah, get that punch card.
Not only that, but you get your birthday freebies. At the same time, this has made it harder for many of the dispensaries to remain competitive with others and still turn a profit. With so much competition, prices have significantly dropped since recreational use was first legalized. All right, folks. So as the THR method gets taxed to hell and costs keep going up, I was in Fargo. I had to buy 2 disposables because of some lost luggage. Story at 11.
Of course, you had lost luggage.
There was some foreshadowing for everyone. I had to buy 2. It cost me $75 for 2 disposable vapes. Yep.
Damn.
When she goes, that'll be 75 and change. I was like, what the fuck? Anyway, THC's getting cheaper. So if you need THC, it's getting cheaper. Nicotine vapes are getting more expensive. With so much competition, prices have significantly dropped since recreational use was first legalized. The tussle for customers and trying to find the sweet spot for pricing has caused many owners and brands to change their strategy. As we know, some always choose to spend a little money to make money, while others try and cut corners to be able to find their margins where they can get them. Is this leading to maybe these weren't through legal companies? Anyway, are you a cannabis user? You may want to know this. That may be the case in Michigan, as there have been some unsafe cannabis vapes found in the state. Michigan's Cannabis Regulatory Agency banned the use of MCT oil in cannabis vapes in October of 2024. Look at that weird font in O.
Yeah.
Like what? They changed like just that one font for that one letter. Yeah. But it seems like some companies didn't listen. Detroit Free Press via MSN reports. Michigan's Cannabis Regulatory Agency said on August 27th that it's recalling roughly 6,000 Cushy Punch. That's not a kid-friendly name, but I digress. Vape carts produced by Ann Arbor-based exclusive brands because it discovered through an investigation that the vapes contain medium-chain triglyceride, or MCT oil, which I believe, if I'm not mistaken, is more of a keto thing, right? MCT oil, like people are putting MCT oils and stuff in their foods because it's better for you, right? Or at least follows the keto Diet plan. There have been several recalls of vape carts after the agency banned the use of MCT oil in vapes in October. As recently as earlier this month, the CRA recalled more than 26,000 Motor City Canna carts. That's what they call them, Canna carts, and Rips branded marijuana vape carts produced by Warren-based Sky Cannabis. So this is a legitimate company. This is a producer of THC carts. So not under the table illegal bathtub bullshit.
This is legit company.
Yep. MCT oil is safe food use ingredient, but when inhaled, it can cause inflammation on the lungs and possibly more serious illnesses like pneumonia and bronchitis. Anyone in Michigan that have purchased the pineapple jealousy, also not kid friendly, also not pineapple jealousy. Those pineapple jealousy flavored Cushy Punch vapes produced by exclusive brands should be aware. Be aware or beware.
Beware.
There's a letter missing.
Yeah, there is a letter.
Beware.
Hey, I didn't type it.
I didn't do it either.
Look, folks, I don't write.
I would have done that.
Yeah, I don't write the articles, folks. I just read them. My mother would be standing here like grading this. This would be a solid B+. They can check the recall button to find out if the ones they have in their possession were subject to the recall or not. You can return the product from wherever you have purchased it for a refund or another product based on store policy. And anyone who has experienced adverse effects should report such information to their healthcare provider. I think that's pretty much kind of where it ends. I think the rest of it's just bananas. Suggestive bananas and oil. Yeah,
it is a cannabis page.
Yep. So, and then I guess this was I don't know, surveillance photos of glazed.
That is from the movie or from the TV show Breaking Bad. Yeah, that's all just nonsense. I'm glad that I'm not glad, but this is something that I needs to be addressed, and I'm glad that they put out I know there's a word for it. I can't remember what the word for it is.
Recall?
And the recall on their products. So scary though. I mean, you would think you're in a situation where your cannabis is now 6 years old in that state, correct? In that county or whatever city. And, this is a battle that's been going on for almost 200 years trying to get cannabis, legalized in the United States. And then you have these guys here trying to save a dime, knowing damn well that, this may kill people and just kill the industry.
But
it just blows me away.
I'm trying to make the correlation with regard to these contaminated vapes or vapes that contained stuff. So is the angle here that these people knew that they shouldn't be selling these vapes?
Right.
So they just sold them super cheap to the dispensaries to turn around and try to make a profit or sell something that was a little bit cheaper. And so to know, were the dispensaries aware that these had a chemical in them that shouldn't have it, yet this Cushy Pop vape place or whatever, these manufacturers were like, hey, we got this shit in the back. We're not supposed to sell it. Let's sell it to these guys because it's legal in their state. And therefore, now I would say if that's the case, I mean, maybe these dispensaries, because if somebody's hurt by this, right? I mean, this isn't about just going to the doctor and being like, hey, I had some adverse effects from these. I'm going to civilly sue this dispensary because of the damage that they've done and the medical bills that I've incurred because they sold me something that shouldn't have shit in it, whether they knew it or not. They're culpable for that sale. And then in turn, these dispensaries can then go after the distributor and be like, hey, motherfucker.
Yeah. Well, just the fact that in the article states that it was banned, how far back? I can't remember. It was banned. It was banned in MCT oil and cannabis vapes on October 2024. So, are they going to pull? I can see what this company's going to do already, thinking like a scumbag. They're probably going to say, well, that was old stock. That Yeah. And that's how I think they'll probably end up getting away with it. They'll probably say that was old stock and we didn't realize those boxes got out there. But still, the fact that we all know that these two chemicals don't go together and shouldn't go together, and we've seen the issues of what that chemical can do to people. I mean, I can't even remember how many people actually died from it, Valley. I think it was at least 20.
Wasn't it in like the 2000 range or something?
No. It's 68. 68. And I believe there was only 3 that was under 18. I believe. I could be wrong at that, but I think there was only 3 that was under 18.
What this, the scary part is, we sit there and we talk about telling people, to be careful, even with our product, of buying it off the street or making sure that it's a legitimate product from Geek Vape, from whatever disposable vape company you're getting it from. We're telling everyone to scan their barcodes and make sure it's a legit product. Now we have a company that's a legit company that's a manufacturer of this product that's putting it in there, and that's crazy. I mean, it's like we don't have this. There's no more balance here. It's just like who do we trust?
Almost. That's what I'm saying.
Tim. I mean, I'm seriously. It's almost at the point where I feel like I should learn like Mallory and start making my own shit. So at least I know I'm getting what I'm supposed to be getting from it, right?
Bravo, Mallory.
Well, true. I mean, and it's kind of weird because, I've been sticking with the Foger brand for a while, Fogger, whatever they want to call it. I believe they intend to say Fogger, but
Fogger,
But I've been buying those, and I was buying them online from an online place at one point, and then I was also getting them from a local place, Exhale, and I did notice that in some cases, and I don't know if this was intentional or not, but I did notice that some of the packaging stuff was a little bit different when I bought them from the online shop and versus when
I did the same thing
in the store.
Yeah,
that's why I stopped buying them. I haven't bought one of those now in a while because all of a sudden the packaging was different. I was like, well, something's not right here.
Yeah, the
font was different.
Precisely the same.
Yeah, the font was different, and I was like, And then when I opened the package, the box, and you know how they're in those little plastic things.
Yeah.
When I ripped that thing open, I got this really I want to call, I've been around diesel for 20 some odd years in my life, as a truck driver. It smelled diesel-y, it smelled like something really nasty. And I was just like, okay, I'm done with this company.
I didn't have an experience like that, but there were subtle things. It was like when I bought them at the vape shop, at least the top of the package had like one of those clear kind of seals over the flap, so you can't just cleanly open it. But then every time I would get them from online, they didn't have any kind of a seal on it. But there were like subtle, slight differences. So I don't know, maybe I was dealing with old stock versus some newer stock.
Right.
They tasted the same. I had no ill or adverse effects from either one. So I'm not saying they were counterfeit, but they very well could have been.
You got to figure these companies like Fogger and Flume and a couple other ones that have been getting their product into the United States illegally has realized, maybe this is not working out to our benefit. And now you got these counterfeiters that are somehow getting this product into the United States. And because in the very beginning, I didn't question any of the disposables. I was like,
I don't think anybody did.
Yeah, I was just like, okay, this is legit, but now I just start like Tim. I just started noticing little slight differences in the font, the packaging. This is a new one. I don't know if you have this one over there yet. Let me see if it'll focus.
What is it?
I don't know what it's called.
It's upside down.
I think it's upside down.
Yeah. So.
It is. I'm sorry.
There we go.
Yeah,
World first.
This one's selling for like 19, and I think it has I don't know how many puffs in it, but there's no identification scan thing. There's none of that. There's none of it. So I don't know, man. I'm in that situation. Like I'm saying, I'm in that situation where I feel like maybe it's time, if this is happening in the THC cannabis world, where manufacturers are trying to cut costs, and putting it in a product that they know can kill people. That's scary, man. That's freaking scary.
Yeah.
I didn't say the F word. My granddaughter gave me a look. I said friggin'.
Yeah,
Doesn't mean the same thing.
I got to be careful around my friends' kids, and I've had to. I said some things, and I didn't say a cuss word, and then I get scolded from the front seat from mom, and I'm like, that's not what I said. I didn't say that word. I didn't say that word.
Yeah, well,
Yeah,
I'm kind of glad that at least hopefully there's some news out there. They're letting people know that that's out there, because we really don't need that to be out in the major networks. You know, the three major networks just hammering us again like they did with the Valley, and because they're going to use the word vapes, they're not going to use THC.
Yeah,
right. No, they don't know there's a difference.
Yeah, they're going to just say
I think they know there's a difference.
Yeah,
I think they just like to use the more placated term to kind of foam concern that, you know, that their kid that went down to the vape shop and came home with a disposable could potentially be in, you know, some serious danger. So but at least that article was rather succinct.
So if any of our viewers, if you know anyone out there in Michigan that's vaping or using a THC product out there, please let them know. Let them know to check it out. I don't remember the names of the companies.
I will hold on one second. I will remind everybody once again. Hold on. I got to reopen.
And I will also copy and paste the article, guys, and I'll put it in chat. So if you guys want to read that or send it to somebody that's in the Michigan area that may not know about it, it'd be a good way to save someone's life.
Quick. Oh, wait, I don't want to hear from the bot. Hold on. There was a bot trying to talk to me. Hold on one second. It's down here a little bit further.
Yeah.
All right. So specifically, it was this particular one. They didn't say all of this company's products.
Right.
It was Pineapple Jealousy flavored Cushy Punch vapes produced by exclusive brands. So Pineapple Jealousy is the flavor. It's from a company or a branded name, Cushy Punch.
Yeah.
And they were made by exclusive brands, should be aware. So Pineapple Jealousy.
Yeah. Yeah, it's recalling 5,760 Cushy Pump vape cartridge products produced by Ann Arbor-based. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, okay. That's why I was reading it there. Yeah, guys, be careful. If you know anybody out there, send them the article. Make them know that there's something out there that can kill them. I don't know what else.
It could be bad news. Yep. Well, I'm sure it's probably made the news in Michigan just because of the levity of the recreational access to THC. But I mean, like, they're not going to talk about it here in Georgia. I mean, I think we have you can get medical marijuana now.
Right.
So a little bit different, a little bit more highbrow profile stuff. So it's not, you can't get it. But people could have bought a bunch of that stuff and are pushing it around the streets too. So
and I mean, I don't know what their distributing map looks like, but is this something that is solely distributed through the Michigan area, or I don't know how that works is this a company that also distributes nationally? So just be careful, guys.
Yep.
Tammy.
Yes, sir.
Number 2.
We're going for article number 2. All right. So hold on. Now we're going to talk. We're going to get back on the vape bandwagon. Yeah. Because
I'm a little shocked by this. I didn't know that it was going that far there in Texas.
Well, I actually earlier today, after revisiting in my mind that I spent $75 for 2 disposable vapes. By the way, they were touted as 50,000 puffs on low and 30,000 on boost. So, and you could see the liquid inside, so you kind of know when they were. I forget who makes it. I don't have it on the table with me right now.
I got it right here. This is the one Tim's talking about.
All right, making it bigger for all the reading glass people like me.
All right, hold on. I got to move you to do that. So
what is it? That's a fogger.
Yeah,
that's what I have, but that's not what I bought in.
Oh, it's not what you bought. Oh, okay, okay.
No, it was a different brand. I want to say it was kind of a mainstream brand, but it was a newer one, and I just was looking on their shelf because I ended up at two different places to get it. So the first place I went in Fargo was a place called it was a tobacco shop. I looked up like vape shops near me. There was one right across the street from the hotel. It was some tobacco place. I walked in, and they didn't sell disposables.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh, okay. So I had to go find this other place, and I walked in and I just looked on their shelf, and I'm like, I just looked till I found a flavor I was familiar with, and I'm like, I'll get two of those. And then she rung it up, and I was like, $75. Good Lord. All right. So this article is Texas vape ban wipes out most disposable products. What's banned? What's not?
Mm-hmm.
Let's get into the nitty gritty. A significant change is coming. If I look like I have like a hunchback or maybe scoliosis, it's not true. It's just I'm leaning over to my microphone. A significant change is coming to Texas.
You go, Igor. You go, Igor.
I am not an animal. I am a human being. A significant change is coming to Texas smoke industry where businesses will no longer be able to sell a large variety of vapes. The new law is one of the toughest in the country regarding vaping, is essentially eliminating the disposable vape category until it's from U.S. manufacturers. So U.S. manufacturers, get on those disposables, folks. Well, are they going to even be able to, right? PMTA, all that good stuff. Supporters say it'll protect children, with lawmakers saying vaping is a growing health and addiction crisis among young Texans. The new law went into effect on Monday, along with hundreds of others. So the vape law and hundreds of other laws that we don't.
Yeah, the vape one's the only important one. The other one, you know, school budget, all that stuff, that doesn't count.
Yeah, nobody cares about that. Yeah. Here's what is banned: advertising or selling e-cigarettes that contain cannabinoids. Okay, well, that's not what we're talking about, including hemp-derived THC, Delta-8, and CBD, kratom, kava. I guess that's kava. Alcohol or mushrooms. Does somebody have a hummingbird in their house or something? I keep hearing this tweet over my earphones that sounds like a hummingbird. If
hummingbird?
you ever watched hummingbirds bicker outside over, I keep hearing it. I don't know what it's okay. It's not bothering me. It's a very peaceful sound. I'm like, do I have a hummingbird in my house? Maybe I have a hummingbird in my house. We got a whole bunch of them out back now because the migration started already. So most disposable nicotine vapes, which are predominantly manufactured and filled in China, packaging that appeals to minors, such as featuring cartoon characters or packaging that looks like candy. Devices designed to look like toys, marker pens, or smartphones are also illegal, of which I have not seen one vape that looks like a marker pen.
No,
or a
neither.
Smartphone. I mean, maybe borderline toy-ish, but yes, go ahead.
No, I'm just thinking, how stupid do they really think we all are? Seriously, you know, just doesn't make any sense.
If these things exist, I've never seen them in any vape shop I have ever walked into. Yeah, Mallory, I agree with that too. The addiction argument. I dare I say, I could quit if I want to, but I don't feel like I'm really addicted to it, you know what I mean? But I don't like they just make it sound like we're fiending in an alley somewhere. Like, what's that thing that people kind of make fun of? They call it the fent pose or something like that, where like people are like standing up, but they're like falling, like half falling over, sleeping. Like that's who we are. Like we're doing the fent pose in an alley somewhere. Here's what is not banned: open system and refillable vaping devices that are not banned as long as the e-liquid is added in the United States. Some disposable vape brands that assemble and fill their products in the U.S. may still be legally sold. The ban primarily affects flavored products from China, so refillable devices with domestically sourced tobacco-flavored e-liquid are not restricted. So not SOL. It's just you don't have the onslaught of convenient disposable vapes all over the shelf. Got to get back to your roots, folks. Got to go back to your roots.
Yeah, I mean the safe part is the that second one, where some disposable vape brands that are assembled and filled their products in the U.S. So we all know that none of these hardware devices are actually made here. So that's a little bit of a break. You can still order, 10,000 vape cartridges or vape devices from China, but as long as you bring them here and assemble them here and then fill them, they'll be okay. Which is still, I mean, I know a few companies in Texas actually that have been doing that for a while. So
yeah. Well, and then of course you've got the legally marketed vapes on the shelf, right? So you got like the Enjoys and all that stuff. So, but those aren't. I don't believe any. Well, didn't we read the list the other day? And I think a couple of them were disposables.
Yeah.
I think so. Yeah.
All right. What else is not banned? Some disposable vape. Oh, I already read that. The ban. Already read that. So let's keep moving.
You're at the last sentence.
Yes. So businesses that violate the law will face a Class A misdemeanor, which could result in a fine of up to $4,000 and or up to 1 year in jail.
Yeah. So, I mean, hey, I always kid about that, but I think that's a perfect example of a fine that's crucial enough or scary enough for someone, not to buy a vape for a kid. I think that's the way it should be. I think,
but opinion, don't you think that last part could have just been something that they did before they get to any kind of a vape ban? Like,
right.
They do stings.
Yeah, that's what
like
I mean,
that.
Tim. Yeah, that's what they should have done in the first place. They should have just said, okay, 80% of the market is still adults. We're going to take away this market because 20% of underage people are using our product. Let's just make these stiff fines. If you caught buying a vape for someone, make it $2,500. Second time you lose your driver's license. Just like they do with alcohol. Here in California, I think if it's the second time you get caught selling alcohol to a minor, you lose your driver's license.
So, I mean, and I don't really, if that was the case and that was the stuff that they decided to do from an enforcement perspective to kind of spook people into not doing something they shouldn't do, like underage purchases or giving vapes to kids or selling vapes to kids and stuff like that.
What I don't understand, and because I thought I may be wrong, but I thought I heard you say alcohol in this somewhere.
Did I?
I'm like, where is alcohol involved in vaping cannabis?
I'm real quickly rereading the article by scanning across. I don't recall speaking to alcohol. They just said vaping is a growing health and addiction crisis among young Texans. They addressed advertising about
right there, advertising or selling e-cigarettes that contain cannabinoids, including
okay, yeah.
Delta
So
8.
I've never really heard of too many vapes that that include alcohol in the vape. I mean, I remember they had that one weird vape device that you could put soda or something in it. Remember, you could put like drinks in the chambers, and I mean, I don't even know if the thing actually worked.
We had I think maybe you remember, Tim, but Michelle, you too, Mike. We used to have that one company that was out in Kentucky that was fermenting the vape juice in bourbon barrels.
I don't remember the name of them though.
Yeah, I can't remember the name of them. There was like, I don't think they ever took off, but I remember seeing advertising from them. Yeah, that they were mixing their vape juice in fermenting them in these barrels, and I'm like, why? Why do I want my vape to taste like brandy or bourbon?
I don't know. Those are good.
just all very, very, very odd. Well, anyway,
it doesn't make any sense. I mean, no. All right. I mean, there's still room for some wiggle. There's some wiggle room still left for a lot of companies. Hopefully, that can work around this. Open source is still good. So it's not like they took away, the ability to buy, e-liquid at a vape shop. So you can still get that in a tank and wicking and stuff like that. But and maybe this is just Texas's way to kind of try to eliminate the Chinese disposables. I mean, this is a good way of doing it. If you can keep the black market, from getting all that stuff. But if you can do the,
I think what I probably would be more worried about, because this kind of goes back to that hypothetical question that I would ask when we would have guests on the show, and I would say, if you could concede one thing about vaping, but yet save the rest for everyone else, like what change would you make? And people would always inherently avoid being specific. They would be like, well,
everything should be
that was the overarching kind of comment, is like everything should be available because people need different mediums, and it's THR. And I totally agree. That's the reality. It was a hypothetical to say, like, if there was one thing that you honestly could just think about and say, look, if we lost that, but could have everything else, what would it be? And it would typically started, well, in the earlier times, before the disposables were a thing, it was like ban like high milligram nic salts and stuff like that. Like get rid of the 50s and the 60s and only sell like 36 and 24 and down. Okay, so that was a good argument. But some people did say get rid of disposables, like make those go away, because they've kind of tarnished the industry into the aspect that it's given everybody just a convenient, easy thing to grab and run in and buy. And people aren't using the open systems. They aren't building their coils or, buying pre-made coils and loading their own devices and stuff like that. So, maybe this will drive some of the vape industry back to some of the homegrown stuff.
Yeah. I see we have a naysayer in the chat there, Kevin.
Well, if you're talking about what these supposed tests and studies show, I think the thing that they neglect to even talk about is the parts per million. Like they're very, very, very micronic amounts that they're finding in this. And in many cases, it's been revealed that they were testing those devices at very, very, very high temperatures and under misused conditions that the average vapor would not. Now, that doesn't excuse some substandard devices or coils that were made with cheap materials that may have been coming from other places that were breaking down quicker or were not as high quality. So, I mean, it's a fair argument to have, because these tests reveal that stuff, but they make it sound like you're shoving a dumbbell into your face or something every time you vape, and that's not the case.
Yeah, Kevin, they also said that I wouldn't get a hard on anymore. I was going to lose my hair, my teeth. What else, guys?
Everything.
Oh, the big one, guys. I hate saying it because we hate using that word here, but popcorn lung.
The dreaded popcorn lung.
There's Kevin, if you really want to dig deep, there's I'll try to find some of the links to some of the articles explaining the research and how they went about doing it, and I'll be more than happy to send it to you and you can do some reading. But I wish Sir Charles Gardner was here to set things straight. But but I'll be more than happy to send that information to you. And it's just like Tim said himself. I mean, they're not disclosing the amounts that they are finding in these, and there's
saying it.
They're
just saying it. Like you might, just like there's what's the chemical that's in it? The preservative.
Diacetyl.
Yeah, no, diacetyl. Well, that's been gone, right? So that was the popcorn lung thing. That was the chemical that was apparently causing all these popcorn lung cases, which none have been legitimately diagnosed. And then on top of that, formaldehyde. They would say, oh, there's formaldehyde
exactly.
in it.
Yeah,
and that's
exactly.
a chemical reaction from high heat, a chemical reaction. And so they also don't reveal their testing standards.
Yes.
And humans make formaldehyde.
Yes, we do.
I mean, so you're going to test it, and it doesn't make any sense.
I think I probably inhaled enough formaldehyde in high school when they had me dissecting frogs on a table in science class. We opened those jars, and all we could do was take massive whiffs of formaldehyde. So they should just ban dissection in high school, because
there's still people that love the smell of gas and can't wait to smell it.
There's people that love to shove Sharpie markers up their nose too, John.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I mean, that means I just pictured someone doing that in my mind. Now I can't stop laughing. Hey,
we used to eat Elmer's paste in elementary school.
Let's not even go into
not the liquid. This was the paste. You had the little
the
spatula that was on the inside.
Yeah.
We were eating, and it had a wintergreen flavor. Ironically, I don't know why.
The millennials going after the Tide Pods. Yeah, that was
I would finish on these types of comments by just saying that all things in moderation. I'm certain that if you were an obsessive vapor and you were just consuming high volumes of things beyond the average person, there's probably some risk that you could be entering some toxins into your system at levels that were unusual. The same thing goes for like a gamer who sits in front of his Fortnite computer sucking down 2-liter bottles of Mountain Dew, and he kills 3 of those son of a guns. I'm sure there's all kinds of preservatives and stuff that would probably have him
everything's
end
in
up in a
moderation.
hospital.
And just for shits and giggles there, Kevin, vaping's been around for almost 16, 17 years now. There's not one single death due to vaping. If you don't believe me, do your little researchy. If you want to talk about what happened with Valley, that had nothing to do with flavored vapes. It was a THC product. But I'll take my chances with vaping than 4,000 plus chemicals that are in a cigarette that all going to kill me.
The overarching statement is that we're talking about people who had a deadly habit for decades,
right?
One that has been known to kill over 500,000 people annually and kill people from secondhand exposure to that, and they've been switched over to a harm reduction method that is excruciatingly, I say that like in a painful term, but it's far safer vaping than it is with some of the alternatives. And it's also known that people who vape do quit vaping eventually as well. But people should have access to safer products. And we can listen to the gotcha headlines all we want and scare the hell out of America. Scare everybody.
I'm not scared.
It's fun. Everyone's doing it.
Right.
Hey, I know. You got it, Michelle. I know I'm doing something a lot better. I feel better, and I've a month into me quitting, I felt 100% better. And just walking around doing what I needed to do. That before I would be out of breath, I would be tired. Not to mention that like Tim says, I didn't I knew I was, but I still didn't realize that I'm killing people around me, people that are in my car.
Your animals.
Our animals, exactly. And for me, I know I'm doing a better. I have a better alternative, and vaping is it. And like I said, my skin is better. I've breathed better. I'm able to do things I didn't do for years. So for me, it works, and I'd rather do this than smoke 25 cigarettes in a day. Sometimes 2 packs a day. I was smoking. So hey, we are at that 2-minute mark. Any other exciting news that you guys want to spread out there in 2 minutes or a minute?
I don't want to no spoilers on the luggage story, but I'll tell it another time.
Part 1.
I don't want to ruin it.
Subscribe if you want to know the
end. It
end.
could turn into something epic, like one of those Viking, series or something like that. Like,
yeah. If you want to know the end, those TikTok ones, the ones that get you to go through six parts and
20-part series,
just to come to no conclusion. I hate those. Right. Those piss me off more than anything. I actually end up blocking those people.
Yeah. Well, no, my favorite TikTok person for the longest time was this dude. I don't remember what country he was from. He was clearly from Europe somewhere. But that was his whole gig, is he would make like a 30-second TikTok, and he would, you can, what do they call that? When you can kind of share a little bit of the person's video, right, and then you can cut in and do your own thing on top of it. I forget what they call it. The guy, it was a 20-part series, this long ass story, oh, I met this guy on Tinder and we went to dinner and you're never gonna guess what happened. And then he would break in, he would go, she got dumped on the street corner and walked home or something like that. He would ruin the whole thing.
Ruin it. Yeah.
You wouldn't follow.
Yeah. It's crazy. TikTok. I'm doing my best to try not to open it during my breaks and lunch, because I feel like I have a 30-minute lunch and I feel like I watched 2 videos and it's over, and I'm like, okay, I got to stop doing this.
Yeah, but it's addictive. You get sucked into it, and you
it's gotten to the point where I'm in the early days. I'm not much of a person. I don't. I'm not someone that's going to do dance moves and all this other stuff, but it was fun kind of seeing people having fun, where they were trying to do, there was dance challenges and all this. It was good. And there was some prank stuff that was on there, but it was, mainly it was, people singing and dancing. And now it's I open it, it's all political, man. From, it's just, I'd have to scroll 15 videos to get to something that isn't about, Gavin Newsom or Trump or what's going on in the UK and Australia and New Zealand. It's just gotten to the point where it's that's not a fun app anymore for me.
Yep. So to Kevin's final point, I think most people who have been vaping certainly came from a certain space, and what we would say is, if you don't vape, don't start. You don't need to. But if you're looking for an alternative, and the NRTs aren't working for you, and the medications aren't working for you, and the cold turkey isn't working for you, and the what's the last one? Oh, the meditation or whatever they like. Hypnosis. I mean, vaping could be a resolution for you.
And you probably are, and I feel kind of bad because it's kind of just the idea just kind of popped in my head, but you could probably are a vapor, and I think if you are, you're probably in that same boat I was in that first month, where I was kind of worried, is this good for me? Is this killing me? That could be you, Kevin. So I apologize if we treated you a little differently than. Because sometimes we get some people in here that just want to just rip the vaping industry in the community. And so I went directly into that in the fight mode, right? Fight mode. But you might be a new vapor. And I remember those days. It's I was thinking to myself, is this healthier? Is this actually helping me? Or am I just, switching to a new addiction, but I've seen the differences.
I'll tell you.
Yeah.
I'll tell Kevin something real quick. My doctor actually said to try a vape, and I did. And I was looking at not being alive at the age I am now. And nowadays they can't tell that my lungs have ever smoked, although I have 43 years behind me smoking 2 packs a day plus every day for 40 years.
Yeah.
So I'm literally a bonus person. He used my story to get others off of cigarettes, because I was one of the first that he had ever seen. So
and that's
and I'm going to keep doing it, and I don't really care who says what. It doesn't make any difference as long as I'm not smoking.
Right.
That's what I'm going to be doing, is vaping.
Yeah. And we want everyone to, even the naysayers, don't just read one article, do a little research. And I get it. And I understand where some of these people will type in something in the search bar. And unfortunately, nowadays, you have to go maybe 6 pages deep to find an article that's a positive article about vaping. I just did it myself, and I had to go 5 deep to find one positive article on it, because Google's it's just I don't know what the word to use, Timmy. It's just saturated with negative news about vaping. So, but do your research, look around. There's plenty of stuff that's out there. Go to Vaping 360. There's articles there that you can look up stuff.
The website that's right on the scroll bar at the bottom of your screen,
right
thr101.org. There's Lindsey has tons of great statistics and information and facts and stuff out there, so people can learn about about the industry and THR in general. So.
Yep, and I think Tim, I'm in the early days. I think you were like me, and I'm sure Michelle was. We did our research. We were a little hesitant to switch to a product. I did. I mean, I knew, I was like, okay, is this better for me? And I started opening. That's how I found Zamplebox, actually, because I started doing some research to try to find articles. I bought it from a kiosk in the mall. Like, how good can this thing be? That's how my mind worked. Yeah. It's in a kiosk in the middle of the mall, man. So, and I just started digging around and looking up articles and trying to find more information. And we're talking early days. I'm almost 13 years. So, there wasn't a lot out there floating around, but I found a few articles that Zamplebox had, and then the YouTube channel. And then I made my decision.
If you're still here, Kevin, follow Southernvaper, and I'll post all the latest news out there. Everything. You'll have medical papers, you'll have points of views.
Yep.
Give me a follow.
Do your own research, man. Don't get clickbait into certain articles that are just negative all the time, because we do have people that are out there, the Bloombergs, Parents Against Vaping, and a lot of people that want to see vaping disappear, so they keep getting funding. People keep buying cigarettes. All right, guys, look into the camera.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you, everybody, for joining us. We will see everybody next week. We appreciate everybody out there in chat. Always say hello to us. We love hearing from you guys. So peace out. Have a great rest of your weekend. Stay out of trouble. Timmy, have fun at your concert. Yep. Michelle, keep those people off your lawn like me. And everybody.
Oh, absolutely. My lawn's clear.
All right. Peace.
Y'all have a good one.
Y'all have a good night.